Verification and validation. So if we try to find their meaning in our day-to-day life or from like the real-time example, we might end up finding that actually those two are the same thing. Like verify something, validate something, check something, it's still the same thing. There is no as such difference. But if we talk about these two concepts, these two topics in software testing, they have a different meaning, they have a different purpose, they have a different application, and we have like a different stages to apply both of them. So in today's video, we'll be talking about verification and validation from software testing point of view. And we'll start our video with a scenario, like a real-time scenario. Then we'll talk about a bit what is verification, what is validation. Then we'll take one more example. We'll try to correlate that example with software testing. We'll see what is the benefit of verification, what is the benefit of validation. And at last, we'll be closing our video with one more real-time example, which I personally experienced in my real life. So with no further delay, let's get started and welcome to Learning with Care. I'm your host and host Kapil Motwani, and I work for Amazon and Audible as a QA too. So for our video, the scenario would be, let's assume that you are actually sending $1,000 or 1,000 rupees to your friend. So after sending the amount, what like you will be doing next, you will go to your friend or you will ask him, can you please check that you have received the amount or not? So you might be saying like, can you please verify, can you please validate that you have received the amount or not? So checking, verifying, validating is still the same thing, and you are using checking as a word for that. So similarly, in software testing, we have different type of checking, and our checking is being divided into two stages. First one, verification. Second one, validation. So verification is something which we perform at a very early stage when our software is actually not ready. And validation is something which we perform at a later stage when our software is actually ready. So before like we discuss this furthermore, let's take a real-time example so that we can correlate and it's easy for us to identify and understand why we have these two different stages and what is the real purpose of that. So let's assume like wherever you might be staying or you are currently staying, so there is a project going on, there's a pool construction or there's a bridge construction, etc being going on. Okay, so the real purpose of the pull is that all the transport vehicle, buses, cars, etc. should be able to cross from that bridge or via the bridge, via the pull. So let's assume our pull is being constructed or the bridge is being constructed, and this is the bridge height and this is the bus. So everything is pretty much colorful. So let's see, this is our bridge height and this is our bus. So now if a bus wants to cross from that bridge or pull, it can easily cross because the height is sufficient. Any bus can go over, but if tomorrow we are getting double-decker buses, triple-decker buses, and the pull is still the same size, the size of bus is kind of increasing now. Now, if we try to cross from that bridge or pull, we cannot because the upper layer and the height of the pull is not sufficient. So the real purpose of the pull is now lost. And if we try to reconstruct that, if we try to modify it, there will be a cost associated, and that cost might be like very high at that stage because pull is ready and now we cannot do any modification. So either we have to stop triple decker or double decker buses from passing, or we have to come up with a different solution. So how we would have avoided that? We would have avoided this situation if the bridge design was reviewed at a very early stage. So this design flow should have been like removed at that stage itself. So that's why in software testing we have two different types of checking, verification and validation, where verification is performed at a very early stage where the software or the product is not ready, and we actually verify the design document, the QA document like test plan, test strategy, and the developer code. So we call it static testing, and we have like different techniques to do that. We have walkthrough, we have inspection, we have code review, and everything. It's just like very easy. You, if you find some flaw, you find some issue, something is not as per the requirement, you can do some changes. You can easily do copy, cut, and paste. So the cost associated over there is pretty low. So whereas in validation, you have actually the software ready or the application, the product ready. Let's assume WhatsApp is our product. So now it's ready and we can actually verify, we can actually use WhatsApp to see whether we are able to send message or not, receive message, upload status, download video. So all those things you'll be doing on the actual software. And if we find any issue now, so the cost associated will be very high, as we see in our bridge example. So if we like go over for the definition, so verification is something like, are we building the product right? It means, are we building the product right? Are we following the right design? Are we following the right code? Like everything is as per the requirement what we have for the software or the product. Then validation is like, are we building the right product? Are we building the right product? And to confirm that, we actually kind of verify all the business requirement. So let's assume you want to build a WhatsApp, but you end up building WeChat or some other application. So it's not the right thing, right? Because you were actually trying to build WhatsApp. So let's like see again the difference. Are we building the product right? It's verification. We verify the design document, the code, and the testing document. Are we building the right product? We verify the actual product against the business requirement and the user needs. So you have like verification, static testing, validation, dynamic testing. You have inspection, walkthrough, code review in verification. You have black box testing in your validation. So now I hope this was clear, and now let's take the real-time example from my personal life. So we actually have like our bed construction going on, and we have like two different carpenters being hired. So we asked both of them to kind of prepare a bed with 72 by 78 size. So both of them built a bed, they did a designing part, and at last they just gave us the final product. So again, like I confirmed from them, is it really 72 by 78? And they both said yes, it is 72 by 78. So now I have to order mattress for the bed, and I actually ordered mattress of the same size, 72 by 78, because I confirmed from them. So when the mattress arrived, it was actually larger than one of the bed. So you see, like the one bed which is prepared by one carpenter, he actually counted or like included the designing also in the bed itself, whereas it should have been different. It should have been separate. And because of that, my mattress was not fit, and I actually was in a state where I have to order a new mattress. So I was lucky enough, I have a separate carpenter, and he was good enough. He did the designing and everything properly. I was able to use the mattress with that bag. So I actually like lucky enough to have a different carpenter, and I saved my cost over there. So I hope with this example you might be clear. We have to perform verification like very thoroughly. We have to make sure that there's no design flaw and no other requirement we are missing, so that we are saving a lot of cost associated at a later stage. So if you're okay, you like the video, so please hit thumbs up, and if you still have some question, please feel free to add a comment. And if you're not subscribed yet, please do subscribe. Happy learning. Thanks for your support, and see you later.